Hey guys, welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to do a video on marriage Q&A, like relationship Q&A. We get asked all the time how we keep a happy marriage and tons of other questions, and so we just thought it'd be easy to sit down together and go through some of these questions. If you are new around here or maybe you don't know our story, we've been married for 4 years this summer, so like 3.5 years. We met. We'll do a video of our whole love story. But do you want to tell them?
And then in college, one of our first real good conversations was at the cafeteria.
The BYU Hawaii cafeteria.
Watched a couple movies, went for a couple beach walks.
We'll do our love story later, but basically,
and the rest is history.
We met in college. We fell in love. I was a freshman, so I was young. I was 19. Cole's 5 years older than me, so he was 23. And I never thought I'd get married at 19, but it was just so right. Like, I knew he was the person for me. So we got married, and now we have a baby, little baby boy, Knox, and
for the record, I gave her a chance to get away.
Yeah.
I said, you can date around if you want.
It's like, are you sure you want me? And I was like, but the thing is I don't know if he knew this at the time, but every time he was like, are you sure you want me? I wanted him so much more.
That was my tactic.
No, I always wanted to, but then as soon as you'd be like, you can date other guys if you need more experience, and it was like a genuine thing, but I was like,
yeah.
Do you want me?
I was not playing games, because there is that pullback game.
No.
That some people do.
You were not playing
I was
games,
just being,
but
I just wanted her to be sure.
I was like, you're like, you can go on dates with other guys, and I was like, no, I will not.
I just wanted to be sure. I wanted you to be sure.
Oh, the first question that we got was, what is your favorite thing about each other, both physically and personality? You can start.
Physically and no, physically, honestly, this is not, I'm not just saying this, the first thing was your smile and your laugh, because I saw you from across the room
At the
cafeteria telling a story, and I was just like drawn to you. I know it sounds corny, but I definitely was like, whoa, I gotta meet that chick. She's telling a funny story, and I didn't even hear what it was.
She's telling a story.
I remember like everybody around her was just like zoned in on her and just laughing, and everybody was just like, yeah. And
thank you.
so your smile. Okay, favorite thing? Yeah, I mean, yeah, your butt. All of it, all of you.
Thank you.
From head to toe. And you have a really good hair color. It's kind of familiar to me.
I've never dyed my hair.
Somebody else has that hair color, and I really love it. I can't put my finger on it. Personality. Maddie is hilarious. She has a great laugh. I remember our first conversations. We laughed a ton. It was just so, like, automatic. Everything seemed so easy and comfortable in our
I remember distinctly thinking, like, the first time I met him, I was like, I swear I know you. Like, I swear I've met you before or something. It was weird. Like, I've never felt like that so much, where I was like,
there was
why do we, like, connect so well?
And a few people have attested, because they were there.
But we didn't even know they were there. We thought we were on the phone, kinda.
They're like, no.
One of my friends, like, 2 years ago was like, oh, I was there when you and Cole fell in love. And I was like, wait, what? She's like, yeah, I was sitting next to you at the cafeteria. And I was like,
we completely
what?
blanked that
I didn't
out.
know you were there. And that's funny, because I don't know if that's when we fell in love. That was the first time we talked, but maybe we fell in love. Okay, so my favorite thing about Cole, physically, same thing. The first thing I noticed about him was his smile. He's really good smile. Cole has really good hair, too. He's got, like, the opposite of a receding hairline. It's like a de-seeding hairline. And he has so much hair.
Protruding. It's, yeah.
Also, while we're on the topic, Cole has a very strong back. And it's because he surfs so much that, like, it's kind of funny because his legs are like little chicken Joe legs. They're so tiny. But his back is so ripped because he paddles so much. So those are my favorite things about you, physically. But my favorite thing about Cole is he's super optimistic and he's super stoked all the time. Like, I already know if I have good news to tell him or any news, I can be like, Cole, you guess what? Ice cream was on sale today. And he's gonna be like, what? Oh my gosh! Like, he's very easily impressed.
Ice cream. I am always.
You know what I mean? Like, the littlest things. He's very happy, and he's also a really, really thoughtful person. He's always been a really good boyfriend and husband, and he's even a better dad. He's a very, very good dad, and he's a very good husband. He's always thinking about me and Knox, and he always does things to put us before him, and it's very sweet. And I love you.
I love you too. Wait, I feel like I didn't say enough about your personality now.
It's okay.
No. Maddie is a really hard worker. I remember that, especially when we were first dating.
I remember that.
You had 2 jobs.
Oh, I remember that.
Just because you had 2 jobs and you were like getting straight A's, you've always been a really hard worker. And you always got your little side hustles, and now it's turned into the business. And she's very spiritual too. She's got a good
Same with Cole.
testimony.
Same with Cole.
And she loves God
Same
and
with
Jesus
Cole.
Christ.
Next question. How are you communicating and handling the financial burden during quarantine? After recently moving, investing in a rental property, having to cancel travel plans, etc. This is just like a basic, I think, communication question too. It's definitely been more stressful. I'm sure a lot of you, if you're like, even if you're not in a relationship and you're just at home with your family or your roommates, you know that like these times are more stressful and you're together all the time. And so like I would say that the past month has been like a mix of, sometimes we're more stressed and like snippy at each other, but other times we're just like so happy to be together and we're just like cracking up and we're so grateful that we're like stuck in quarantine together. I think financially we've done a pretty good job of like not blaming each other or like taking out our frustrations. Like, don't you feel like mutually we've both been like, dang, this really sucks, but we understand that like it's neither of our faults that this is happening.
Of course. Yeah, I think, I mean, the biggest things are having a savings.
Yeah.
Like, just,
that is, I can't imagine
Yeah.
that.
like, without that, it would be really, really stressful. But
That's
luckily, we've been good about saving. We've always known that we don't want to be in debt, pay off our debts, save a ton every month as much as we can.
It was pretty rough timing for us. I mean, I know that so many people have, everyone's been affected by this, and a lot of people have like lost their jobs and stuff, so we're really grateful that we work from home. Like, honestly, we've been praying so much and thanking God so much that we work from home, because we're just, we're so grateful to have jobs. But if you don't know, if you're new, we recently just moved, and we're not like paying the mortgage on this, we're just renting it, but it's like double what our old rent was. We like totally moved into a bigger home so we could have more kids, and it was like literally last month that we did that. And we also, Cole just quit his job in February so he could work with me full time, and we just invested in a rental property in Waikiki. We've been doing Airbnb. We were totally booked. It was doing super good, and we were like, we'd been saving for that rental property since we've been married. And then now no one can come and visit, so that's all been canceled. And just like with what I do, like a lot of jobs, a lot of companies that I work with are like having to scale back on budgets. So that's definitely been like a little weird, just like the unknown of the future. But we've been good about like communicating when we're frustrated with each other or when we're like scared. And I think that we've kind of switched off. Like if I'm kind of feeling down about it or feeling, what would you call it, pessimistic, then Cole will like remind me of everything that we do have, and vice versa. But
yeah, we always count our blessings every day.
And just with communication in general, you just need to be open with each other. Like we've never held back what we feel. Like I will literally say to Cole when he's ignoring me,
Attention.
Attention. I want attention. And he just goes like, instead of being like walking around like pouting, I'm like, hey, attention, focus on me. But I think we've always been good about like saying how we feel and just kind of helping each other with that. But with whatever relationship you're in, not even a marriage, like I said, roommates or family, just keep an open and honest line of communication with them. Don't let things build up, you know?
Definitely. Yeah.
If you sweep so many things under the rug, you're eventually going to blow for a small.
But sometimes you do also, on the other hand, on that point, you do need to let things breathe too.
Yes.
like heat of the moment, take a deep breath, go for a walk sometimes, you know, if you need to. I mean, we don't really need to that much, but
No.
just, yeah.
And also understand each other's communication styles. Because I think we're lucky that we have like a very similar communication style, but I do know like some friends or family members where like maybe one person wants to like get it all out right there and like hash it all out, and maybe the other person's like, can we just like go on a walk or separate for a minute and come back? So if just whatever relationship you're in, just figure out how the other person wants to communicate, and then instead of like forcing them to talk when they don't want to talk, they just have more time to think about it.
How do you keep it spicy?
My mom's gonna watch this.
Just make time for one another.
Yes.
In the intimate times. Make time for that. And I think keeping it spicy, whatever, like you don't have to get into
I don't
the
necessarily
nitty-gritty.
like that word spicy.
Just never stop like I've heard this a lot. Just never stop courting or kind of like pursuing
Dating your spouse.
Yeah, never stop dating your spouse. Like always be trying to impress them, because if you get lazy, that's when things get stale and you start letting little things annoy you, and it's you gotta learn to just keep it fresh.
Let's go with that. Okay, someone else asked this, which is kind of funny. What is the most like what's your pet peeve about me? And like what's my pet peeve about you?
They're small things. Like I always say,
lay it on.
she just when she gets out of the shower, I remember my mom taught me how to get out of the shower when I was like 8.
My mom didn't.
And apparently, Darla, sorry, you need to go back and teach Maddie.
Not on her.
When you step out of the tub, you put the towel under your feet and you dry it all off like that. Maddie likes to get pools of water in the tub in the bathroom and track it all over the.
He's been talking about this since we got married too. Have you not noticed like it?
No, you've gotten better. You've gotten better. Clothes piled up. And now it's harder too. We gotta figure out the closet situation, because
Me and Cole have separate closets across the house.
And yours is in the opposite corner. Yeah.
My pet peeves about Cole, he gets so hot.
I'm sweating right now.
Oh, I know, and you're radiating
I
heat
know
on
it's
me.
not even hot.
Cole
You're
literally, you're sweating on me right here. Cole is a walking inferno heater, and it bothers me because when we're driving the car together, he cranks it so cold, and I will be like literally in my dress, arms in there, and I'm like, can we compromise on this?
It's
and he
seriously
doesn't.
a curse. I wish I wasn't like this.
And it's rough because we don't have AC in our house.
And they say that that's why guys have to eat more. They generate more heat. So I'm just literally, the heat is energy. So I'm literally just eating just so I can sweat. How annoying is that? I'm just eating extra food so I can just sweat.
And then my other nitpicky thing about you, I do love you. He's pretty forgetful. And that's okay because you're so good at so many other things.
Thank you.
But I think it's just been like, Cole was really forgetful when we first got married.
It's been a rough couple months.
He would like lose everything when we first got married. And then you were killing it for like 3 years.
It's because I had my routine.
And then
Once I
the
get out of
past
my
like 2
routine,
months, I'm like,
I'm screwed.
but I love you.
I love you too.
How did you know you were ready for kids?
I mean, I've always wanted to have a lot of kids. I knew I wanted to be, and I wanted to be a young dad too.
I was like ready before you, but it was.
It's weird. I don't know
if I truly was. I think I was just saying it.
I don't know if you ever feel like completely ready. You just.
We were both
charge it
in
a little
college.
bit.
He did not want to be a student with baby, and I am so grateful for that in hindsight. Like when I graduated college, I was 6 months pregnant, and he had already been working for 2 years, and that. I mean, if you do have a baby in college or when you're not like.
Yeah, shout out to those.
Yeah,
people.
like my parents had 2 kids in college. My brother slept in a dresser drawer because they didn't have money for a crib. Like, they had kids so young and it was totally fine. And we had kids really young. Like, I had Knox at 22. But we just wanted to wait till we were done with school just so we could, like, fully be focused. Like, that stage of our life, at first we were newlyweds, and then we were students, and we wanted to focus on school, and then we just felt like, okay, we've been married for almost 3 years, and we want like 6 kids, so we were kind of like, we gotta start now if we want them.
I was just trying to think of it from everybody else's perspective, like when do you know you're ready? And when you start feeling like there's something more to life, when you know, there's something more than just taking care of yourself. After a while, the single life and taking care of yourself, it's all fun, but you feel like there's something more that you can be doing, and it's just rewarding.
And I would say, before you have kids, make sure that your relationship is solid, because once kids come, like, okay, we'll kind of transition. This next question was, how do you make time in your marriage, time for your marriage with a toddler? Which I'm so sad that they said the word toddler, because Knox is a baby, but he's actually not. He's almost 1, but I'm like, oh, toddler, he's a baby. How do you make time in your marriage? You really do have to put in work, like, because babies take up so much time. It's like the best. It's the best, but like, you don't sleep good. Well, some people do. Some babies sleep good. You're sleep deprived, and like, you are just so focused on like learning how to take care of another human, and it's like you want to do everything right, and you're like, I mean, I work too, so I'm like a stay-at-home mom and a work-from-home mom, and it's definitely like I feel strung out sometimes, but I always feel like going on a weekly date is so important, because even though like we spend so much time together, we'll be like, oh yeah, we don't really need to go on a date, we're together all the time. But then when we do like get a babysitter and go on a date and just be alone, we always have so much fun and we laugh so hard, and we're just like, oh, like we need to do this more. But also we put Knox down early. Like early bedtimes I think is key, because he goes to bed at like 7:30 and we don't go to bed till usually midnight. So that gives us like 5 hours every night to like hang out. Okay.
But yeah, just it takes work. Make time for one another.
Oh, I like this question. What was it like experiencing marriage at such a young age? Do you ever feel like you never got to find yourself or experience life before you got married? First
I don't
off,
feel like I was that young.
Somebody commented that with a question. Some chick responded and was like, oh, ask him again in 30 years, haha. And I'm like, excuse you, if you think we're going to be not together in 30 years, ha, ha, ha.
Screw you.
Screw you, we're going to be together. More than ever.
More than ever.
More than ever, we're so together in 30 years. Young. I will say, I do not think it is for everybody. Like, I'm not going to go on here and be like, everyone should get married at 19. Like, don't. Like, it is not for everyone to get married young. I moved away from home my senior year of high school. My family moved across the country. Hated it, and we were there for like a year and a half. My parents said, if you still hate it, you can move back for a semester.
Shout out to Illinois.
Yeah, sorry. And so I moved in with a friend for the last, like, the end of my senior year. So I did feel like I got, like, more of a college experience. Even when we were dating, we were really good about, like, we always were hanging out with friends and doing really fun things and, like, going cool places. So I don't feel like, well, even now, like, what experience am I missing out on? Like, we just do everything together. Like, we get to travel together. We get
I would way rather share that with you than anybody else or just myself.
Yeah, I'm, like, so glad that we get to do all these things together.
Yeah.
And I feel like we grew up together.
Yeah, exactly. When you're single for a long time, you develop habits, and they're not always good ones. You get used to doing things your own way, and it's not always the best. I mean, it's not for everyone, like Maddie said, but we grew up together. We developed our parenthood. We went through all these things together, and we've grown so close much, together.
Yeah. And I always laugh because I don't know why people think this, but when people find out I got married young, they're always like, how'd you do it? And they'll be like, oh, daddy's money. And it always cracks me up because I'm like, what daddy's money? Like, we both paid for our own school. When we first got married, we were so poor. Like, poor. Like, we didn't know we were poor, but like, We drove a car that had plants growing out of it. It was like
We named it Rochi.
Rochi. There was a lot of cockroaches in there. It was like half broken. We both worked. We both
It had a hole in
full
the, it had a
time.
hole in the floorboard.
Yeah. We
Like,
could
you could
barely
see-
pay for
you could
groceries.
see the street through it.
Yeah. Barely pay for rent. And we didn't even care, right? Like, I didn't even
we
know
were
I was
stoked.
poor until like now. Now I'm like, well, we were poor.
We had to debate on whether or not we were gonna buy avocados.
Yeah, we'd be
Each-
like,
each
oh, I don't
grocery
think we
trip.
have it in the budget to make guacamole this month. So. And also, if you do get married later on in life, or if you meet your person later on in life, that's awesome too. Like, there's no right way to do it. That's just what we did, and that's what worked for us. But like, don't feel like you have to do something a certain way to be happy. Like, we're just sharing our experiences and what's worked for us.
You just need to be compatible, and sometimes personalities are, sometimes they're not. Sometimes they're opposite personalities, but they're still compatible. Also, another big thing that we should touch on is just having strong morals that bond you together. Like, if you don't have the same morals and the same values, and then it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be a lot harder than it needs to be,
That is
and that's
true.
what makes art.
That's all the questions for now. If there's any questions we didn't get to, leave me a comment in the comment section. I'll try to respond to as many as possible. And if I can't, maybe if you want to see another video like this, let me know in the comments too. We hope you guys like this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see more videos from us, you can subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also follow us on Instagram. It's at Maddie Castellano and at Cole Castellano.
Underscore.
Underscore.
Somebody stole my name.
Underscore. Don't even like to say it. But if you want to see more videos like this, let us know, and we will be posting again soon. So, thank you.
See you guys.